In this video, you are going to see me create my combined pinch pot spheres. So I'm going to start with two equal sized portions of clay and opening them up in typical pinch pot style where I am smoothing out the cracks as I go. I'm not using too much water in this process because when you're making a pinch pot that you want to be nice and even, I am working kind of fast. I'm not working as fast as my sped up clip, but you'll see that I'm going pretty quickly. I'm applying even pressure once I open up that pinch pot and making sure to smooth out any surface cracks that I see form as I go. I want my two pinch pots to be the same or just about the same in size. If they're a little bit different, that is okay, but you're going to want them to be as close to the same size as possible. Once I'm happy with the size of my pinch pots, you'll see I'm tapping it onto the canvas surface, and I'm going to do that on each side. That way, when I press them together, they are on the same level. It's a smoother, tighter connection. Next, you're going to go in with a scoring tool. You could use a regular scoring comb, a paper clip on the back of a pencil that I just taped on with some duct tape, or even a scoring tool. And I'm just roughing up the surface of each of these rims, making sure that there is enough texture for the two pieces of clay, the two pinch pots, to join back together. I'm going to DIY my slip by adding a little bit of water to one of the pinch pots and then scoring again. This DIY slip method will act as my connecting glue to keep the two pieces together. Next, I'm going to gently press them together and working back and forth between my two hands, I'm rotating the sphere as I'm pressing them together. You'll see that I am kind of pinching a little bit when I get to that center seam and starting to use some of my clay tools. These are ribs from the pottery wheel. I have a wooden one, a rubber one, and a metal one, but you could even just use any of your clay tools that you have handy. I go back and forth with them, and they're a really great tool to just help smooth. But you can use anything that you have available. You'll see that in the next moment, I'll start to kind of pat it onto the tabletop, almost bouncing it a tiny bit with a gentle pressure, rolling it around on the canvas, just trying to get it as smooth as possible. These typically look pretty crazy until they look good, and I always say to my students that it should look like it has very gentle hills on it, little bumps, but not big craters. Then I'm taking a wet sponge that I have squeezed out all of the water, and I'm just doing a gentle smooth on the surface to give it a little extra smoothing, and going back onto the canvas surface and patting it around and just adding any more perfection. My sphere is complete, and now I'm going to let it get to the point where it should be about leather hard, or even just before leather hard, so that I can add my extra details for the project I am creating.